This episode of the Cult Popture podcast was brought to you by our Patreon. If you want to tell us which films we should watch, get up to 2 extra exclusive podcasts a month, give us something to talk about in the post-credit scene at the end of each episode, or join us for our monthly movie club Zoom call where we discuss a film together, then please consider joining the cult and donating at www.patreon.com/cultpopture.
Okay, all right. Good morning. I'm committing. Good morning. It's a beautiful 7 a.m. here in New Zealand. It's not. This is the Cult Popture podcast, and you're listening to what is hopefully going to be a very funny episode.
Oh my god!
and an expectation we didn't have last time, but have this time.
You can't just declare something is going to be funny.
You remember when Rick and Morty did their second interdimensional cable episode, and in the episode itself, they were like, "This isn't going to be as good as the first one,"
and then it wasn't at all.
Wasn't
even close.
I feel like we're on the precipice of that right now, because this is, of course, the second annual film franchise Fortnights self-indulgent quiz extravaganza. Woo woo! This is going to be an episode of we did this last year during lockdown, and it was sort of an unexpected hit.
brief period of time.
You remember lockdown? What was that for again? So we did that because we'd been doing the show for 4 years, and we were like, oh yeah, it's maybe there's some, let's test our memory of various things, and it ended up being quite a hit. So we thought, hey, why not repeat it around the same time? Which it's actually a couple months later, the following year. So it's been about 14 months since then, technically. But this is coinciding with the podcast's 5th birthday. So what this is we are going to be doing a quiz, and these quiz questions are brought to you by listeners on the Discord, as well as Jeremy. Sorry, I'm AJ. That's Richard over
Hello.
there. And Jeremy's here as well. Hey, Jeremy.
Yes, and who else is here, AJ? Who else is here with us?
Jess is here as well. I was getting to her. You guys don't let up for a second.
Well,
it has to.
I'm just so excited that Jess and I get to hang out because it's been so long.
Hello. I know it's been way too long. I am hype for this episode and present. I'm also here. Hello.
The reason it took so long to introduce everyone as well is because I can't imagine this is going to be one for the new audience members. I imagine this is the self-indulgence in the title of the episode. This is for...
You did argue this last time to the episode that I re-listened to this morning to try and bring back memories. And I think it was agreed upon that it would be a great episode because, people get to know you guys a bit more. And
one thing to consider, though, is that this one is not just inside jokes to the podcast. It's inside jokes to a single episode of the podcast that was about inside jokes.
That's
true.
This
is the sequel to the inside joke episode.
And also now really mainlining the inside jokes for the Discord, which I think is at a far more mature status of a community with its own jokes.
History, yeah.
And let me tell you, there's been some activity on the Discord.
All right. Well, Jeremy, Richard and I haven't seen a thing other than a couple of rounds which we helped create. So do you want to run us through what it's going to look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a very ambitious schedule to get through. And I might just also mention that my 6-week-old son is currently strapped to the front of me. So I am not going to be as raucous as I normally would be. But yeah, we'll see how long he gives us. So given that sort of time bomb that's on the front of me, we've got a very ambitious schedule of round 1 of just questions that either AJ or Richard can buzz in to answer, and then round 2, a similar round, and then round 3 we have a round of Barbie Bonanza questions because there were many Barbie questions that were submitted by the Discord.
Barbie forever, yeah.
And then we have the return of sliding scale, everyone's favorite section. And then finally, this time we've actually come up with a new round, which I'm quite excited about. It's called the fight round, where Richard and AJ, I challenged both of you to I challenge both Richard and AJ to write their own questions, which they thought the other person could feasibly know, but probably wouldn't be able to recollect. And so, really, the challenge there is for either of them to get any points out of that round.
and amongst this as well, we have Who Loves Who the Most.
That's right. And in amongst, we have the return of Who Loves Who the Most, which ironically probably created the most hate between Richard and AJ that they ever had, other than the unspoken of Lost episode.
Can we? Are we allowed to say your new baby's name?
Ezra. Yeah,
Ezra, baby Ezra, becoming maybe the fifth host of the podcast. Like, have we ever had 5 people on an episode at the same time?
I think if we hear him, he counts as a host.
Okay, let's hope he's not then.
Let's hope we don't have 5 hosts. All right. Well, with that time bomb,
as always, as well, we have the lovely Jess keeping score.
Oh yes,
Yeah, man.
and we'll be checking in with Jess. We'll be checking in with Jess at the end of every round to see how the points are going, and also just how she's feeling. You know.
And also, Jess is free to chime in at any time.
Thanks,
not to
Richard.
answer questions, of course.
Well, I've dusted off my sparkly bikini for the round numbers and ready to go.
Not too bad. I actually prefer a dusty bikini myself, but you know.
Ooh, niche.
We have, I mean, Jeremy and Jess were on the scoreboard last time, so why not put them on the scoreboard this time? And hell, why not put Ezra on the scoreboard as well for this time? Since
I think basically Ezra starts with 100 points and he loses 50 points every time he cries.
That's a great call. I love it.
Like, I think any of us should lose 50 points when we cry.
Jess minus 50 points.
Hey, we should be free to share our feelings as adults, but you know that's fine. Hey, so
toxic masculinity over here, God,
and toxic femininity.
Yeah, Jess, you're free to be as toxic as you like.
Thanks.
As always.
And we're all apart from Jeremy who's on dad duty. We're all having a few drinks. So cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Clink,
Ching, ching, ching.
Clink, clink.
clink.
Clink, Ezra. Drink it.
Very
You
good.
smacked him on his head. He's got a malleable skull. You've woken him up.
All right, cool. And so the last thing we need to do before the start of round 1, obviously, is for the two of you to choose your buzzers. So
I've been
AJ
thinking
and
about
Richard,
this.
please choose your buzzer.
Okay, my buzzer is going to be buzz, 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 Lightyear to the rescue.
Oh my gosh, that is going to get so annoying. All right, okay, Richard, save us. I'm going to hope that you are going to be the first in to answer any question.
Okay, mine is going to be... Okay.
Oh no.
This is what happened last time. It was so hard to tell who buzzed in first because AJ's was so long and Richard's was so short that by the time AJ had started and then finished his Richard had said AJ.
Well, it's because when you hear you go, well, that's not important.
Yeah.
That's just white noise.
Richard, I think your buzzer should be, I gotta get married.
I'm just going to say buzz.
Okay.
I think we should simplify it. We're learning from the mistakes of the previous quiz, and I'm just going to say buzz.
So sorry, you're wanting to simplify this by making your buzzer buzz and AJ's buzzer is buzz 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 Lightyear.
Well, it's about
Very derivative.
Sorry, I am absolutely vetoing that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go with okay. We'll go with your original answer. You're okay.
Okay.
All right. So the beginning of round 1, and we're going to go quick fire.
Ooh.
Okay, so round 1, we're starting now. Quick fire. Question 1. According to AJ Cannon, what is the 100th franchise you have covered?
Okay.
Buzz, 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 Lightyear to the rescue.
I heard okay first. Richard?
So it's interesting because this has actually been rescinded from AJ Cannon.
And it's also Discord canon within AJ canon as well, not podcast canon.
The answer you're looking for is Halloween Town. However, that's actually not the right answer anymore.
But according to AJ Cannon, that's fine. We're going to go with that. Halloween Town. Very good. Jess? Richard is first on the board. All right. Question 2.
No, Ezra's got 100 points.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to work out how that's my inheritance, but it's not. Anyway.
No.
Question 2. Which franchise that you've covered has the longest running time?
Okay.
Richard?
The MCU?
Yes. Anyone want to wager how many hours it is?
I would guess approximately 50.
Oh, damn, you're good. 49 hours, 56 minutes.
Holy
So you're literally
shit,
4
that was
minutes
a
off.
Fucking
I don't
big
know. I don't
guess.
think he's that good. I reckon that's easily like a very like I reckon that fact's probably been spread around by someone who did the maths intentionally.
Well, it was. There's 23 films. Most of them are around 2 hours and change. Double it, round it up.
Yeah. So just for completion's sake, Barbie is second place with 47 hours, 17 minutes, and Godzilla is 44 hours, 18. And just thanks go out to the almighty watcher who actually manually went and tallied all of the Barbie running times.
No way.
Thank you, Almighty Watcher.
Almighty
All right,
counter.
so question three. Question 3, what is the shortest podcast you've released in the Cult Popture pod feed?
Buzz, light to
AJ?
the rescue. Would it be? I'm going to get strung up for this. Would it be one of the Back to the Future parts?
No.
okay.
No, it wouldn't even be that, would it? No, when I'm dumb.
Richard?
Okay.
No, it would be.
Is it the little few more thoughts on Ghostbusters?
Oh, damn, he's good. Another one
Yeah,
for
no,
Richard.
It's not that. It's very obvious if you think about it for more than a second, which I didn't do because I needed to get my stupid buzzer out.
Yeah, it
Already,
is.
I'm on the back foot.
AJ, you need to stop saying the excuse of I just needed to get my stupid buzzer out. All right, it's not gonna
Just
it
get the
doesn't-
buzzer out.
That's on you, man.
All right. And
know
the that podcast is 9 minutes long, so congratulations. We
Yeah,
are
it was like deleted scenes that we thought we might do occasionally.
we're already well over 9 minutes long in this one, and we're on question 4. So question 4. Brent from Texas was the first fan to guest on a film franchise Fortnights podcast. Which franchise was he on for?
Buzz, later to the rescue.
AJ?
He did Bad Santa with us.
No, he did not.
No?
Richard?
Okay. Jingle All the Way?
Gremlins. No points.
No. That's not true.
Well,
Eric was on Eric was the Gremlins episode. Brent was the Bad Santa episode.
Yeah, I was very certain because I was like, well, it's definitely not Gremlins. So I was like, I guess it must be Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way was Craig, wasn't it?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I'm challenging.
okay, all right. Well, Brent did respond after that question was put forward, and he did not correct it. In
Well,
fact,
here's
he-
the thing that we haven't said is Gremlins, Jingle All the Way, and Bad Santa were all one episode. So that's probably where people are getting confused, is that we
Okay.
did a festive film franchise fiasco where we had fans on to talk about 3 2-film Christmas franchises.
All right. Okay.
So,
So,
I
Jess,
can understand
can
the
you-
confusion.
Jess, can you give AJ a preliminary point and then set to be confirmed?
Copy that. Point question mark?
All right. Question 5. What did one noted IMDb trivia contributor think is interesting about Woody and Jessie the Cowgirl?
Okay.
Richard.
She has red hair and a red hat. Meanwhile, Woody has brown hair and a brown hat.
Yes. Correct.
It's really interesting because we made a little video out of that clip, and so I've heard you say those words 100 times, but it's been the same soundbite. I don't think I've ever heard you since then repeat that phrase. It was this weird kind of like, oh, this is a classic. We're belting out the greatest hits here.
It's like so deeply ingrained in like some weird part of my mind.
Yeah. I can only hear it with the Taylor Swift version. She wears red hair.
She has red hair
and a
and
red
red
hat.
hair.
Meanwhile,
All right.
Woody has brown
I'm gonna move us on because otherwise we will literally never get to the end of this quiz.
We're going to drown in these inside references.
Yeah. Question 6. Which unrelated movie gets a lot of the attention at the beginning of your MCU Phase 1 episode?
Buzz,
Okay.
light you to the rescue.
AJ.
It is Clint Eastwood's The Mule, I believe.
Very correct.
A movie
Very
I
correct.
haven't seen in which he has 2 threesomes.
That's correct.
Also something that you said
Jess
at the
and I
time.
went to go see that together. Remember that?
Yeah.
Too bad you didn't have anyone join you. It could have been 3 of you. Anyway,
Hey.
Twice.
question 7. What was the subject of the very first, very good, very sexy?
Okay.
Oh, this is I've tried to remember what this is. And I don't remember. I straight up don't remember. I'm surprised a fan could figure it out. It's hidden somewhere.
Richard, any guesses?
It's in the MCU Phase 2 episode.
Yes,
And
it
AJ's
is.
talking about imagine if on your wedding night your wife comes in the sexy lingerie. It's the first time you've seen her like this, and you just say very sexy.
No, that's not the subject
See,
of the very good, very sexy.
yeah.
The subject
I didn't
of it.
think that was going to be the answer, which I had that in my mind, but I was like, that's like something I said afterward.
Yeah, because it was said, and then you said, imagine this.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the first thing
so
was.
So the very first time you ever said very good, very sexy, it was because you were trying to find a way to remove the awkwardness of you guys discussing a strap-on.
What the fuck? That's great. I had no idea that's what it was.
Very good, very sexy.
Very
All right.
sexy.
No points for anyone. Question 8. Which year was #AskEveryone a thing?
Buzz, lie to the rescue.
AJ.
It's 2019.
Absolutely. All right.
Because it was Ask Everyone 2019.
Cool. So at the end of this round, we're just going to go straight into Who Loves Who the Most before we check in with Jess. So the first round of Who Loves Who the Most. So I have asked AJ and Richard to respond to each of these points, and in turn, AJ and Richard are both going to have to say what they think the other one answered. It will become clearer when we actually do it. All right. So, AJ, what does Richard say his biggest fear is?
Spiders.
No. Richard said that his biggest fear was heights, but that you would say moths. So none of you get any points for that at all. All right. So, Richard, same question for you. What does AJ say his biggest fear is?
Dying alone.
I mean, kind of, but drowning was really the...
You can drown together. I thought
what a hopeful thought.
I wrote what was my full answer is like probably drowning at the moment. I'm a very anxious person, and I cycle through different biggest fears all the time.
I actually forgot about this, but when I was like writing my answers, I had a mental note to say flying for you because I know you're a nervous flyer. And one very cute behind the scenes story: when we went on our little boys trip at the start of this year, you were talking about how flying made you really nervous, and I explained the Bernoulli principle to you. I grabbed your hands and I said, put one flat like this and then curve one. That's the shape a wing is. And I explained to him how planes fly. And I remember him saying, like, that actually really helped. Thank you.
I love how that story was just to point out how much of a good guy you are.
Anyway, that's the podcast, bro.
All right. So, AJ, what does Richard think his catchphrase is? Or a word that he says the most?
Obviously, I knew this question was coming because I had to answer it as well. And my answer is going to be a little bit mean.
I'm excited. Please go ahead.
If I had to say if there's one thing that Richard says more than any other word on the podcast, it's but I cut it out so you don't hear it each time.
Yeah, that would have been a good answer to put, actually.
Yeah,
not just but to say and then not follow it up with anything.
And create a vocal spike on the audio readout that I can now recognize what a word is by looking at the audio readout shape of it.
All right, well, that is not the answer. Richard said that his catchphrase is famously.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, okay.
It's famously my catchphrase.
Yeah.
That's the word that you enjoy saying the most.
Yeah, because
you always love saying
catchphrase.
Famously.
Yeah, I always say AJ famously. I famously say a lot. I actually, for this, just to make, because I remember saying to you recently that I had a catchphrase, and it was that.
Right. I'm hearing little bubby noises. I think that's
fifth 50, host.
50 points off.
He's not crying yet, though. All right. So, Richard, what does AJ think his
We talk about tiles a lot on this podcast.
That would have been a good one, but no. He said, cool.
Oh,
Well, you're saying it wrong. It's
Yeah,
cool.
It's,
And I don't.
yeah, I give these really well thought out point, and I'm really proud of it. And AJ goes, cool. So, in the next film,
Next
And to
paragraph.
clarify, I don't think it's my catchchrize, but I thought Richard
Yeah.
would say it's my catchphrase.
Oh wow, you guys are
If I
getting into
thought
some
more
kind of
about it,
Gordian knot here. I really love, I really love the idea that like that after you say something really like totally thoughtful and meaningful, AJ's like cool, and then after AJ says something like that, you're like, Richard. Oh, sorry, no, AJ. Which person would Richard most like to exchange careers with?
Taika Waititi.
Oh, bang! First point on the board for who loves who the most.
Yeah.
yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, who wouldn't want to win an Oscar and direct a Marvel film?
Do you know what's even cuter? He said that to me years ago, and I remembered it. That's how
Taika
cute
Waititi
that
said
is.
that to you?
No, what?
Yeah, he's like
Richard said-
Taika wishes he could have my career.
All right, and Richard, AJ is now 1 point ahead of you in this round. So what is AJ's person he would like to swap careers with?
What? I feel like it's also Taika Waititi.
It is not Taika Waititi. AJ, do you want to reveal who it is?
I wrote Donald Glover, but it's for a lot of the same reasons you'd want to swap careers with
Yeah,
Taika Waititi. He just seems so creatively fulfilled.
yeah.
Does whatever he wants across different mediums. Hell yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Hardcore. Cool.
So AJ, if Richard could bring any A-list guest in to re-record a
You'll
film franchise
never get
podcast, which franchise would it be and which guest would he choose? And you get 1 point for each correct answer.
So am I understanding the question correctly? It's like if we redid a franchise we've already done.
Yeah. So basically, you've already done it, but you have you get the opportunity to like this A-list star like comes into your orbit, and they're like, "Yeah, I'd love to record a podcast with you. How about we do this?" And it's re-recording one that you've already done.
Right. He says I'll never get it. So let's go. Scream with Jamie Kennedy.
Absolutely not. It is Kill Bill with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, right. Yep, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I find Quentin Tarantino one of the most like fascinating people. Not even from like a oh my god I love you kind of thing. Just like this enigma of a man. And I find him so captivating to listen to talk because he's just like so unhinged. And then it's like, well, we'll just do his franchise.
All right, so Richard, you've got to pick AJ's one, and I have to say this, out of all the questions and answers that you guys sent me, this was the one when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's a good answer." So see if you can get it. What A-list guest would AJ want to bring in to re-record a film franchise Fortnights?
Robert Downey Jr. to do the MCU.
I mean, you could try at least.
No, that's his answer. Lock it in.
All right, very good. Well, actually, AJ, do you want to say what it is? Because I think you deserve to get all the credit for this. Because I just think this would be the most brilliant podcast ever.
Right. I said we'd redo the Hobbit trilogy with Guillermo del Toro.
Nice.
That's a podcast,
Yeah,
right?
that's
That's a
good.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just at the end of his career when he gives absolutely no fucks whatsoever, just bring him in, get him to tell all the shit.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the end of our first set. Jess, where are we at with points?
Well, we are at a Mexican standoff of 4 points each.
Wow.
Oh, wow, you guys
Well-
are not doing well at all.
Well, AJ has 3 points and a 1 point question mark, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
It
Wait, is
needn't
this-
be a question mark.
Is this for round one and Who Loves Who the Most?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm
you
pretty
guys
sure
are-
I'm paying attention, kind of.
It's all right. I mean, it's not really what the quiz is about anyway, but let's just keep going. Very good. Well, let's plow right into round two. Question one of round two. Can we just test your buzzers again in case you've forgotten? AJ, buzzer?
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue.
It's not going to get old, I'm sure. And Richard?
Okay. So I've opened up a packet of Doritos that have a mystery flavor.
I was having them
what was
before.
the flavour?
What do you think the
What do you
flavor
think?
is?
I thought it was a sour cream and chives kind of deal.
I want it to be Thai sweet chili.
No, it's not. It's
Just tastes like beef.
it's not a salsa-esque
Oh my god.
flavor.
yeah,
it's
it's
like
like-
a cheesy flavor.
Oh god.
Don't worry, guys. It's not like I've got a limited time here, with like this child that's going to wake up to want to feed anytime soon. It's fine. Just waste time talking
We
about
all
a bloody
want to feed.
Doritos
That's
chip
why we're having
packet.
the Doritos, Jeremy.
I'm not a fan, for the record.
All right. Okay. Round 2.
Richard, what is your buzzer?
Okay.
Very good. Okay, round 2. Question 1. What did
Can I have a
AJ
chip?
do at a party before leaving?
But okay.
Richard,
Pooped his pants.
he pooped his pants.
I didn't buzz in because that's actually not true. I never did that.
Well, you could have buzzed in to correct
This
the
is
record,
part of the
but
joke.
unfortunately
He
you
did.
didn't.
I
so
refuse-
But now the
I
joke is
refuse
that he
to
denies
acknowledge
the existence.
I
of that
refuse
poop
to
in my
acknowledge
pants.
the question.
But in
I reject
saying
your
this,
hypothesis.
you've just acknowledged it. Anyway, question 2 of this round. Which Land Before Time movie is about migration?
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
AJ?
Or the first or 2 to 5 are about migration.
Yeah. I mean, the simple answer was all of them. But
right.
yes. Yeah. Thank you, AJ. Question 3. What is the longest single movie that you've watched for the podcast?
Okay.
Richard?
The Return of the King Extended Edition.
Ooh, that is not the answer I have. The answer I have is Seven Samurai.
Return
Return of the King's longer.
Because we watched the
Cool,
extended
alright,
edition
sweet.
for the podcast.
Look, I trust you guys as the experts. I don't trust the Discord. Fuck the Discord. All right.
Yeah, fuck the Discord.
All right. Here we go. Ezra's down to 0.
No, he hasn't cried yet. He's still at a
No,
solid
he's a good
100 in my
boy.
heart.
He's a good boy. All right. Next question. There are only 2 MCU movies that you have each got ranked in the same position on your Letterboxd rankings. What are they?
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. Buzz
AJ.
Lightyear to the rescue. Okay, one of them will be Endgame.
Yeah. Which is in what position?
First.
First. Very good.
Ah, fuck. Do I have to get both of them to get the point?
Yes, you do.
Can I
Well,
go for
you
the
can get a
steal?
half. I'll give you a half point if Richard can steal this with the correct one. No, sorry, AJ. If you can't get the second one correctly, I will give both points to Richard if he can get both half points. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to say the other one is Iron Man.
No, Richard.
Okay. I had this vague memory of what the other one might be. And then I was like, but I can't remember the other one. And then AJ said Endgame, and I was like, oh, that's the other one. Is the other one Ant-Man?
Yes, correct. I will give you a whole extra point if you can tell me what position you both have Ant-Man in, and you have to give it to me in the next 5 seconds.
15.
13th.
And now, what's that, Richard?
15.
Oh my gosh, that's correct.
Was
There
it?
you go. Got an extra point. Good work.
Okay.
All right.
And so it begins. You can't do questions about numbers because Richard's going to get them every time.
He's a sorcerer.
In the
right,
fight round, AJ, I give you 2 opportunities for bonus points.
Okay.
I'm
I don't give you a
assuming you
single-
give me none. Yeah.
None. Not a single one.
But it's nice, Richard, that you knew that AJ would need the opportunity to catch up.
Imagine if I win because of those bonus points.
Yeah. I
Imagine
would
if
love
you
to
win.
see you win.
We're all rooting for you, AJ.
Yeah. Sadly. All right. Who did Richard suggest should have replaced Jude Law in Captain Marvel?
Okay.
Richard?
Tom Hanks.
Correct.
Boy,
good,
I really lucked out re-listening to the MCU podcast over the last 2 weeks out of all of them.
You really
Yeah.
did, because, man, I tell you what, basically, if you were to look at the questions that came through in the Discord, it's like, last time it was all of the questions that came in, you were like, do the Discord and our fans only like sort of the first 2 years of our podcasts?
Yeah.
You can now just say your fans only like the Barbie movies and the MCU.
Right. I hope we're going to get some Herbie questions because that's the episode I re-listened to recently.
You're fully loaded on that one. All right.
Yes. I'm going bananas on that one.
All right. What was the 69th franchise you covered?
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
AJ?
I'm going to say Nymphomaniac because it feels like it was a thing that it was the 69th franchise.
Absolutely not. Richard, do you want to have a go?
Okay, so I've been doing my research for the last couple of weeks. There's a couple of things that I was like, okay, what's like our number franchise and looking at our ranking list as well and seeing what's on there. So this is
Oh my gosh, did you actually study up for this quiz? You are such a nerd.
I did.
When it gets revealed, I'm going to be like, yes, I knew that was the 69th franchise though. Like it exists in my brain somewhere.
I think that the 69th franchise we covered was 300.
Both incorrect. The 69th franchise you covered was indeed the super horny Crocodile Dundee.
That's not correct, Jeremy.
Actually, Alan.
And I
Well,
can tell you
that's
this
not
because
correct.
because I researched this, that Crocodile Dundee is the 69th ranked franchise on our franchise list, not the 69th one we covered.
Okay, well, all I can say is I'm the father of 2 young children and I've been severely let down by my researchers. Okay?
Okay, we can actually find out. I'll find out right now what the 69th franchise is.
Negative 10 points to patrons.
And also,
What? A 6th person on the list.
also, I hang a wall, like a curtain from the ceiling to soundproof my room. It's just fallen down, so let's just deal with that.
And like the hook has like fallen off the ceiling, so we can't hang it back up.
The 69th franchise is Final Destination. But that's
That's
if you
super
count etc. as being multiple franchises, I guess. Richard, for 300, you were thinking about because 300 Rise of an Empire was our 300th film that we'd watched. I think that's what you were thinking of.
All right, okay, we've wasted far too much time on 69. So let's move on.
Can't.
No such thing.
Which Land Before Time...
Are you kidding me? A Land Before Time question. Get over it, guys. Get over it.
Well, Richard, just because of that outburst, you earn the first shot at this question. Which Land Before Time movie features the song Big Water?
It's called...
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
Oh, I thought
No, Richard gets a free shot at the first question here.
It's called, like, The Mysterious Island.
What number is it?
I can tell you.
It's like this 6th one.
Oh, AJ?
It's the part 5.
What a whiplash. AJ gets the point. Although
I got
Richard
the
did
hard
get the correct subtitle of the movie, but it's Land Before Time 5.
Probably more important than the
Yeah.
subtitle.
Totally, but you know, them's the breaks, bro.
Our 69th episode of the podcast was The Hobbit. So there's several different ways. But anyway.
And none of
What was
which
our 16.
There was the 69th episode of Film Franchise Fortnights.
none of which was Crocodile Dundee. So
Well, it's
screw
Crocodile
that
Dundee,
all.
like I said, that's the 69th ranked franchise, which I could have told you if you'd asked me that question.
Well,
Because I researched and I was like, they're going to fucking want to know what the number 1 franchise is, what the last franchise is, and what the fucking 69th is.
that's great. I don't care anymore. All right.
Oh, cool.
Love
way,
this
way, to,
energy.
way to bring the same energy from last time, Jeremy.
All right. Next question. Big Trouble is just the movie version of which TV show?
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
It's AJ.
Arrested Development.
That's correct.
Okay, well, all right. Now, I'm the AJ this time. My buzz is not fucking heard.
All right. And the final question of this round is which city is High School Musical set in?
Damn, I can't remember. I remember talking about it. I can't remember what one it is.
Yeah, pass.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you've lost a few opportunities to score points there, so let's get them back in the
Especially
next
when you
round
didn't
of.
hear my buzzer.
I'm
Richard,
sorry.
Richard, I just put up with it last time. You
didn't.
do.
You complained
Sorry.
as well.
Sorry, AJ. Famously, you did not put up with it.
I put up with it in the like existential sense.
What does that even mean?
Well, you put up with it in the same way that you put up with everything, complaining all the way.
That's putting up with it.
All right. So
I
now
didn't
we're-
contest the rules. I didn't contest the score.
Neither did I.
That's true.
All right, and now we are moving into what's becoming the more and more ineptly named Who Loves Who the Most?
Who knows the most about who?
None of us love anyone. All right. AJ, if Richard could immediately learn another language without trying, which language would they pick?
Japanese.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'll accept that. But like, really? Japanese? Okay.
Again, another
Inside
cheeky
joke.
reference for another inside. I usually hate inside jokes. I'm going all in for this episode. This is the inside joke episode.
Yeah. Otherwise known as the episode in which AJ alienates himself from half the listeners.
Yep.
All right. Richard,
We're all doing it.
What does
We've all
AJ
done
say?
it.
It's the same question.
What does AJ say is the language he would like to immediately know?
I'm going to say Tadeo Māori.
Oh, guys, you do love each other the most. It's so great.
Yeah.
All right. So, AJ, if Richard was cast as an ape in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, what kind of ape
Such
would
a
Richard
stupid
be?
Question.
He'd be an orangutan.
Oh, incorrect. Richard would be a gorilla.
Richard's incorrect for putting gorilla. You've got the ginger beard. I wrote that question because I added that question to the list. by the
Right,
way,
interesting.
everyone. And I put it in there because in my mind I was like, because Richard would be an orangutan because of his ginger beard.
Well, you're a fool because you've just lost that point. So, Richard, what would AJ be?
A chimpanzee.
Oh, boom.
I'm going to give AJ the point.
Why?
I think he's right.
No, but
It's not up to Richard.
Who's
That-
keeping
Jess-
score, guys?
Well, I mean, you can choose to do that if you want because
Thank
you of the undusty bikini. I guess you just can make your own rules. That's fine. But take 5 points off of you, Jess, please.
Okay.
Just
I
for your
agree.
insubordination.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay.
Give him to Ezra.
Yeah.
Okay.
AJ, cute points. Just add them on for cute points. All right. AJ, if
Minus
Richard was
5
to
points for
write...
Jeremy because I haven't seen Ezra yet.
Okay. AJ, if Richard were to write or direct a film, which genre would it be in?
I would actually guess, interestingly enough, I think he would do a horror for his debut feature.
Absolutely correct.
Very cool.
And
that was one of
Richard,
those
same
ones that I
question.
put that because it's one of those things that I've talked to you about this, and I know that, there was a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Richard's just trying to prove how much he loves you by the fact that he's tried to make that answer as easy as possible for you.
What is relationship if not trying to prove how much you love each other?
In Soviet Russia.
I'm getting drunk. Sorry for the Russian accent. Unmotivated.
Same question. I would guess AJ would do a coming-of-age film.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys talk about this beforehand? Congratulations.
No, it's kind of a gimme question, though, because they're both things that we've just... of course we've talked about this together. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it qualifies
totally.
for the round, though.
Yeah.
All right. So the last one for the Who Loves Who the Most section, which is, I don't think something will be nearly as easy as that. AJ, what is Richard's favourite guest moment on film franchise Fortnights?
I reckon it is in the Barbie episode when, just in general, Hamish Parkinson taking the podcast off the rails. I reckon that's his
Ooh,
favourite
it's so close because it is a Barbie guest, but it is actually Guy Montgomery telling you that you're in over your fucking head.
That's valid.
When you
That's a
correct
good
him
one.
for calling them Barbie fairies, I actually gave two possible options.
Yeah, the other option.
No, I'll let AJ guess the other one. It's not from
Oh
Barbie.
yeah, okay.
It's
Yeah.
not from Barbie.
Yeah.
It's actually from someone that you consider to be your hero.
Oh, would it be when I was a complete idiot in front of Michael Swaim?
Right episode, wrong moment. It's when it's the like utter sorrow with which Michael, when he finds out how Viagra works, and I tell him that you have to still get the boner yourself, and he goes, "Oh, forget it."
I don't have to get my own boners. That's
Yeah,
right.
I have to get my own boners like a peasant. So funny.
All right, and Richard, same question from AJ. What's his favourite moment with a guest?
Is it when he acted like a complete idiot in front of Michael Swaim?
Why would that be his favourite one? That's your favourite one.
Because he doesn't think he was an idiot.
Mortified. No, I do. I can't listen back to that episode.
I was listening back this afternoon because I wanted to hear the boners moment. That's my official answer. So,
Okay, well, AJ, what is your favourite guest moment?
Wait, what did I write?
A complete act of AJ fan service.
What did I write?
Steph Dagg saying that you're hot.
Yes! This was also on the Barbie episode. I was completely unexpected to have the beautiful Steph Dagg tell me that she thinks that the way I said, how you going, is hot. And I was like, I am going to struggle to get through the rest of the section of the Barbie episode.
And you can hear him struggle when she says that. You hear him go, okay, I'm willing to move on.
And you thought you were embarrassing in front of Michael Swaim.
Mm.
All right.
Hey, she thought I was hot. Whatever.
She should be embarrassed. She thought the accent. Anyway, Jess, can you bring us in? Tell us, how are the points going?
All right, so it's pretty close, mate. Pretty close. So, way out in front with 95 points. No, sorry, 105 points. Ezra, my mate Ezra.
Oh, he's doing so well.
Coming in close second, Richard on 11.5 points. Closely followed by AJ on 10.5 points. And then, Jeremy, you and I are trailing behind with -5 points apiece.
Wait, how did Ezra get his 100 points back?
I never took any off.
But he made noises.
He hasn't cried.
No.
He hasn't
I was
cried.
crying.
Yeah.
But
Apologies.
wait, sorry, when did I lose 5 points? I mean, not that I mind, but when did I lose 5 points?
Because I haven't seen Ezra yet.
Introduced just Ezra.
Jeremy, we actually only have a limited amount of time that we can do this episode in. I don't think we have time to dwell on these moments.
Excuse me, AJ. This is the first time I've asked for anything in this entire podcast.
I never asked for anything.
This podcast has been nothing but you asking us things, Jeremy.
That is technically true.
Oh, fuck you. All right. Okay. Okay, so this round, I'm really excited about this round, actually, because originally I was like, what's that, sorry?
This is the Barbie Bonanza, isn't it?
Yeah. Originally, I looked at the Discord and I was like, oh my God, there are so many questions about Barbie. This is going to be so... And then I was like, wait, Barbie deserves her own round. And so now we have the Barbie Bonanza round. I think it's at this point that I must give so much thanks to Luke Territz in the Discord, who I think devoted days of their life to to this apparently in the middle of I think buying a house or settling on a house, and so
moving into a new house,
oodles of free time. So congratulations, thank you for your sacrifice. It made my life so much easier. Okay, so first question of the Barbie Bonanza round: which Barbie movie had the first Tim Curry performance in it?
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue.
AJ?
It is Barbie and the Nutcracker. He's in the first one.
Yeah, congratulations. Very good. Although, I don't know, congratulations for knowing that, really. Is that something you need to know? Anyway, question 2.
Welcome to the podcast quiz. None of the shit I've said is things I need to know.
All right, question 2. What is the first piece of dumb IMDb trivia in the Barbie episode?
Fuck.
Richard.
It was released after 9/11 in an attempt to heal the nation.
So funny, man.
Oh, man, so good. What I loved about that particular question is that afterwards, Discord user Bit More Cheese says, and I quote, "This is the line that got me into the podcast. I was crying from laughter. I told my boss about it the next day, and she was cracking up on it too. I fucking love Barbie's efforts to save America."
It's not even our line that got them hooked.
Yeah. We're just that good at researching. We'll dig up the best other people's content you've ever heard in your life.
Absolutely. All right. Question 3. What is Barbie's real name?
Okay.
Full name.
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue.
Oh, I heard Richard was first.
Barbara Millicent Roberts.
Congratulations, yes. Question 4. How
it
many
is really
Barbie...
upsetting me how much I remember about Barbie. Like, it's really upsetting me.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm sure that I asked this question, and then even though you may have missed out on answering the real answer, your mind is already like permeating outwards from that answer to other associated pieces of information that you could have answered as well.
It's opened the filing cabinet that has that answer.
Yeah.
All right. Question 4. How many Barbie movies were directed by women?
Not enough.
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue.
AJ?
I think it's 2.
Wrong. Richard, do you want to have another go? Or a go?
1.
Oh, you could have gone the other way and you would have been right.
That
It's 3.
is nuts.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't
Yeah,
remember that from the podcast.
Out of although AJ, you may have been answering 2 because there were 2 female directors who directed those 3 movies.
Right.
Totally.
One of them
that's
did
what I
too.
would've been doing.
Yes, exactly. All right, question 5. Question 5 is actually one that I invented because I actually just thought, hey, let's fill out some time in this already overstuffed thing.
Okay.
Question 5. AJ and Richard, I'm going to start with you, AJ, for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take turns naming the Barbie movies, and the first to fail to give me the name of a new Barbie movie loses the point.
They don't have to be in order.
No, they don't have to be in order.
Oh,
No.
okay. No, that's different then. Barbie and the Nutcracker.
Barbie is Rapunzel.
Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus.
Barbie Mariposa.
Barbie Fairytopia.
Barbie Video Game Hero.
Barbie A Princess Adventure.
Barbie and the Diamond Castle.
Barbie A Mermaid's Tale 2.
Barbie and Mermaid's Tale.
Oh, wait, sorry, AJ.
Yeah.
That's technically incorrect.
Why?
I'll give you a chance to alter the name of that movie, but that's actually not the proper title of the movie.
What did I said? Barbie A Mermaid's Tale?
Yeah.
Barbie in A Mermaid's Tale?
Yeah, okay, I'll accept that.
What I believe the correction you're looking for was that it's Barbie and a Mermaid Tale too. No, yes, is that right?
Yes, it's not plural mermaids, but I will. But you said in, so I'm going to give it to you. Okay, Richard, next one.
So I said in a Mermaid Tale one.
Very good.
Okay, Barbie and the Swan Princess.
Sorry,
What's it called?
Barbie in the Swan Princess.
That's not one.
What is it?
Barbie Swan Lake.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm out then.
All
Thank
right, here we
God!
go.
Thank God I don't know that much about Barbie still.
Although the idea of Barbie in the Swan Princess is itself an interesting thought.
Highly erotic.
AJ,
Yeah.
definitely when you're editing that together, please put backing music under it.
Okay.
Barbie forever, yeah.
Yeah. It'll just be that.
But just louder than us.
All right. Okay. So with that round finished, Jess, please update us on the scores.
All right. So straight to the chase. Richard is now on 14.5 points. AJ, 11.5 points. So Richard's pulling
Ooh.
ahead significantly.
Pulling ahead.
Got 1 point that last round.
All right. So we now move on to the sliding scale round. In this round, basically we have some very difficult to know numbers, but we'll be asking both AJ and Richard to, and this time, last time I got you to just say them, but that was a little unfair because, obviously the first person who says the number is at a disadvantage because the other person can just say one number above or below. This time I'm actually going to ask you to write down your answer and show it to us at the same time.
What if, because it's an audio medium, what if it's actually we take off our headphones between answers so I won't hear what Richard says?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
And
that
you
works
can
well.
visually see us doing that.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. So we'll go with AJ taking his headphones off first in the question round.
So
So
I hear the question first. Yep.
yeah, I'll just
No, you don't
just
get to
ask
hear
the
the question.
question.
You just have to give a number.
69.
Knowing the Discord, you'd probably be right most of the time. All right. Okay, so the question 1 for sliding scale. If we accept that time being frozen doesn't count towards his age, how old was Steve Rogers during the events of Winter Soldier? All right, AJ, take your headphones off. Richard?
29.
Okay, take yours off. AJ, put them back on.
Yep. Okay.
All right, AJ.
So can you repeat the question?
How old was Steve Rogers during the events of Winter Soldier if we don't count the time he was frozen?
26.
Oh, AJ wins. It was 27.
The second person
Wow.
does not need to take their headphones out.
No, you're right. I wanted to-
Put your
as
headphones
soon-
back in,
as-
Richard.
Okay, thank you. What did AJ say?
26.
And what was the right answer?
27.
What did Richard say?
29.
Damn.
I love that you guys are like catching up on things.
Wait, what? So
which
what
the-
happened?
all the listeners
AJ
have-
got the point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. All right. Question 2. What is the average length of a Barbie movie? In minutes
Okay.
and seconds if we need
so
to.
Richard takes his headphones out first.
Okay, give me a
Sure.
Give me a thumbs up or something when I can go again.
I can just tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. The average length of a Barbie movie in minutes, I'm going to say, is 75.
All right. Richard?
75 minutes.
Oh, you literally
Oh
both
my
answered
God.
exactly the same. Can I get one of you to give me some seconds or alter in some way?
And 0 seconds is my addition.
All right. And Richard, what do you want to add?
In 1 second.
Richard gets the point. It's 76 minutes and 45 seconds.
We still find our way to screw the sliding scale system game.
Very good. But congratulations for guessing 75. That's insanely close to the right answer.
It's just
All right.
most
Putting
of them
too
were
much-
with that length.
Yeah, it's actually a very obvious question.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Like, yeah, they were literally all within a couple of minutes of that.
Yeah.
So obvious that neither of you actually got it. But okay,
No, but I'm
fine.
saying you sound impressed that we guessed in the ballpark. But it's like, no, Jeremy, if you watch 37 fucking Barbie movies, you would know that it's roughly 75 minutes.
You would know that the corporation demands that they're all around 75 minutes. All right. Okay, question 3. How long would all of the Cult Popture podcasts be if you put them all together in one audio file? This includes every podcast from the 4th of January 2016 to the 30th of May 2021, including Patreon podcasts. Thanks to Luke Territz for getting the Patreon podcast info, and thanks to Zek from Southeast England, who literally manually wrote down every single time code and added them all together.
This is beautiful. Okay, I'll take my headphones off first then.
Wait, so sorry, just
Yeah.
while you got them on. So is this like with
Hours and minutes.
hours and minutes? Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my phone. I'm on a calculator.
Yeah,
I'm not looking up
I
the
want to do the
answer.
same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so
No, I don't want either of you to be using a calculator. I just want you to feel it.
okay.
Should do like a
I
countdown.
mean,
I
Richard's
just want
going
you
to
to-
win then because he's better at maths if we learned anything from the last time we did a quiz. Okay, I'll take my headphones off then. Richard, you just got to answer.
Okay.
Give me a thumbs up when I can put them back on again.
Okay. So here's my thought process. That I feel like somehow I realized when we hit over one fortnight worth of content. Like I think there was like a spreadsheet or there was some way of looking at our podcast that told us like a total duration, and that was a little while ago. But I mean,
AJ's having to have his headphones off for this entire explanation, so you could just give me a number.
yeah, no, but I'm also, because you won't let me use a calculator, so that's what 240 is 10 days plus 4 days is 92. So what did I say? 2 for 300 and 34. Yeah, I'm going to say like 380 hours.
Okay. All right. AJ, you can put it back on.
Oh yeah, wait. I can leave mine on. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to guess 518 minutes and...
Wait, minutes. We want hours.
Sorry,
and
hours.
minutes.
518 hours, 40 minutes, and
Okay,
7
so you can stop there. You are so far away.
Don't make fun of me.
Sorry, AJ, but it's again a little bit perverse how close Richard can get on these numbers questions. He guessed 380 hours, and the correct answer is 388 hours and 49
Holy
minutes.
fuck.
I'm calling shenanigans. I like.
That is
we can't.
suspiciously close.
That's why I explained my whole thought process.
So yeah, the thought process is that essentially he said that because the comment that someone made after 388 hours was, wow, that's more than a fortnight of content. And then Richard, through his process, was like, I realized a wee while ago that we had actually gone over a fortnight of time of talking. And so he calculated what a fortnight would be and then added a bit to that.
Right.
So anyway, Richard gets the point.
This is like when that mountain was exactly like a round number, so they had to add another 20 meters to it.
Yeah.
Just to make it look like they properly measured it.
Yeah, because it's like, Richard, you need to start doing that because you're too good at guessing.
Okay, so question 4 of the sliding scale round. Oh, we got a Ezra. No, he's all right. Okay. All right, so question 4 of the sliding scale round. In the Mighty Ducks franchise, what number is on the back of Charlie Conway's jersey?
Fat. Like, I'm not going to remember anything from Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
This is why it's the sliding scale.
All right, I'll take my headphones off.
All right. Oh, okay. I'm going to go 21.
All right. And Richard?
33.
Oh, Richard gets it. Neither of you were at all close. It was 96.
Oh.
That's 69 backwards. Fuck! The one time it would have been useful to be thinking remotely in that area.
Exactly.
God, this is bullshit.
What did you say, AJ?
I said like 20 something.
21.
All right, question 5 in sliding scale. Lady and the Tramp is the shortest franchise you've covered. How many minutes running time is it?
Okay. I'm taking it for
Like in total,
Yeah.
with the movies together.
Okay, so it's like 162 minutes.
All right.
I'm going to guess 161.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, well, you just won, AJ, because Richard guessed exactly 162 minutes, and it is actually 145 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, because of the second one is just barely over 1 hour long. So I was like, if the first one's probably 90 minutes, the second one's probably 75 minutes.
I just love the fact that you just so boldly came in and got exactly one number below what Richard guessed. I was like you're listening. All right, so the final question in the slide.
Fuck you.
The final question in the sliding scale round. How many users are in the Discord?
This is like when James Corden was asked to name a member of his crew. Richard's taking headphones out first. Okay, I'm going to say 160.
160? All right.
Well, if we're talking active users, it's like 12. But I actually looked recently, and
oh my god, how much study did you do for this?
Like just in the last few months, I've looked, and it was like when I looked, it was like 178.
Oh, sorry, AJ, what did you say?
I said 160.
Oh, AJ wins. It's 138.
Oh my god, man! I was fucking way off.
Not the numbers boy anymore, are you? Make way, everybody! Pushes open saloon doors
Maybe it
with
was
my
just
cowboy
78
hat.
when I looked.
There's a new numbers boy in the old west.
I love that the only way that you're becoming the new numbers boy is that Richard's guesses are just wildly off, so that they're more wildly off than yours.
Yep, it's a low bar, but I'm short, so I can reach it.
So good. All right. Jess, that's the end of sliding scale. How are we doing on scores?
All right, boys. Richard, holding the lead with 17.5 points. AJ, pretty close behind, 14.5. You both got the same amount of points that round.
What?
So I guess you're both number boys.
Do you know what's bullshit? I like the podcast more than Richard. So
What?
Like, why is Richard winning?
No, I like the podcast quite a bit. It's the only podcast
Okay.
I listen to.
Maybe the podcast doesn't like you as much as Richard.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah. All right. We are now going directly into the final round, which I'm very excited about. This round is the fight round. This round was conceived of to finally ruin AJ and Richard's friendship beyond repair. So just to,
Many have tried,
including AJ and Richard. Desperately. So I asked Richard and AJ. I'm trying to remember exactly the phrasing I used, but I was basically like, I want you to create questions that there's almost no conceivable way that they would remember the answer, but they would feasibly have at some point known.
We have to
what
have had
it is that
access
you're
to this
asking.
information at some point.
That's right. Okay, so AJ, the first question from Richard in the fight round is, what is the Blu-ray in my collection? Oh, sorry, what is the first Blu-ray in my collection listed alphabetically?
Now, it's worth mentioning that when AJ and I lived together, the TV in our lounge was on top of my Blu-ray collection. So he would stare at this in this general direction for hours on end.
Yeah. 310 to Yuma.
Incorrect. The answer is adaptation.
God, I was like, it won't be an A, it'll be a number.
However,
Fuck, stupid.
Richard has given you the opportunity for a bonus point because he knew that you would be losing at this point, and he loves you. So he's given you the opportunity to bring it back for a bonus point. What's the last one?
Zoolander.
That's the last of my DVD collection, not in my Blu-ray collection.
Oh,
It is Zombieland.
I was actually going to write on the thing, give him half a point for Zoolander.
Richard, stop trying to give AJ makeup points, all right? You just love him too much. Richard, which 007 film caused a rift in AJ's flat because one of his flatmates got really upset that he kept dominating the lounge by watching bloody James Bond movies?
That's so funny. Is this a story you told on the podcast, AJ?
I don't think so. I might have told you in Messenger though.
Right, might have.
I actually understood that to be the parameters.
Right,
yeah.
I would say
Basically the equivalent of like maybe Richard was skateboarding past my window as I was having this argument with my flatmate.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Tomorrow Never Dies.
Ooh, no, it was You Only Live Twice.
There's a hell of a lot earlier than Tomorrow Never Dies.
AJ, that just reminds me of the fact that the first time you went through the entire 007 collection was at my flat in Christchurch.
Yeah.
Cute. I didn't kick you out.
No, thank
Anyway.
you.
That's kick out that baby if he keeps fucking making noise, Jeremy.
His cute little yawns. Shut the fuck up.
All right. AJ.
Yep.
Which other band is featured on the poster from when Richard saw Yellow Card for the first time? This poster was displayed prominently in his room when you lived together.
Shit, man. Do you know the other day I was getting changed after a shower in the bathroom, and I looked at my door on the bathroom door, and there was a door hook on the door in the shape of a lizard. And I thought to myself, I've been living here for 3 or 4 months. I've never noticed that before. Like, I've seen it, I've looked at it, but I've never gone, that's a lizard. And in very much the same way, I have no idea.
Yeah. Like, not only was it like, why would you remember this? I don't know how often you went in my room. And if you did, why would you have paid attention to the poster?
I'm going to guess the Eagles of Death Metal.
No, and AJ, I literally thought the end of that story was going to be, and to this point, I actually had no idea that Richard was a massive fan of Yellowcard. I just don't notice that much about Richard. All right, well, this round is turning out to be
the answer was Mayday Parade.
Oh, yes.
Never heard of them.
I assumed that was the name of the album.
Heard of them.
Oh, really?
I was thinking, I was like, fuck, I don't know this.
Yeah, Jess also sees that poster every day.
All right. So, Richard, how many times has AJ been recognized from TikTok when he's been on dating apps? I'm going to tell you it's a single-digit number.
Yeah, I like...
What are you giving them clues for?
Well,
AJ, just come to terms with the fact that I like Richard more and I want him to win. All right?
You could not have ended that sentence in a funnier way. I would have fought you on any other thing you could have said, but that's very funny. Continue.
I know of at least 2 that he's told me about.
So close. It's 3.
And do you know what? I've told you about all 3. The trick of it is, the third one recognized me from the Cult Popture TikTok, not from the AJ TikTok.
That'll be where it was.
Yeah, Richard really keeps those 2 separate pieces of information in different categories in his head.
It's funny, like, you cut me off before I said, but I was going to say, I know you've told me about at least 2, so I'm going to say 4. I would have still got it wrong, but it would have been funny to hear me leapfrog the correct answer. So
yeah, you say like 50. It's like, no, it's 3. Thanks.
All right, AJ, name the 2 pieces of media that that Richard describes as containing his sexual awakenings.
And you don't have to go into detail, just the 2 pieces of media.
Fuck, I know one of them. One of them is Dark Shadows, the Tim Burton movie.
Can you give us some detail, AJ?
No. For context as well, I've told AJ both of these within the last 2 weeks.
You have. I just don't remember the first one. Fuck. Is it Lords of Dogtown?
You have to be more specific.
Yes.
You have to be more specific.
Oh.
What do you mean more specific?
What about what part of Lords of Dogtown?
The trailer?
Nah.
Very close.
Give him half a point.
Yeah, it was a deleted scene from Lords of Dogtown.
Come on! Whatever, man. I should get all full points for that.
Nah. Like,
do you know how hard I had to remember Lords of Dogtown? I don't even know what that movie
and
is.
I'm so proud of you, AJ, but the fact that it's a deleted scene is so specific.
He's really only half proud of you, so 1.5 points for that. Okay. So, Richard, what does AJ consider to be the first, quote, actually good Cult Popture video?
Yeah, really striking on your weak spot here.
So, I don't think I've ever watched anything on the Cult Popture YouTube.
Breaking up with Game of Thrones.
Incorrect. It is actually terrifying PlayStation 2 commercials.
Isn't it the first one?
No. Oh God, no!
It's the earliest. It's the earliest available.
Earliest one currently on the channel because it was the first time it got good. Exactly.
That's so funny. The reason I said the breaking out with Game of Thrones is because I helped with it.
All right, AJ, what good deed did Richard do later in the day after you recorded the Lost episode?
Did he donate blood? What the fuck? I remember he went on holiday.
It was as I was going on holiday.
I love how extremely Richard it is to include a question that basically involves him doing a good deed.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
AJ, tell me about the time I was the best.
Do you want to know what I did after the Lost episode?
Wait, can I answer for a point?
I had to put an enema. I got an enema, yeah. So who got served in the end, karmically? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this question.
Richard, what did you do?
So as I was leaving to go on holiday up to Whangarei, as I opened the sliding door to our flat, there was a hedgehog that was like right in front of our doorstep, and it had like a frozen Coke lid, like a slushy lid, you know, for our international listeners who, I don't know, frozen Cokes, I don't know how ubiquitous they are, but like a slushy lid where it's like a half dome and it has a hole in the top. It had one of those stuck around its head like a dog wearing a cone of shame. And it like couldn't move. And so I was like, okay. Went and cut it out of it, and it scurried off into the bush.
Richard, that doesn't count as a good deed because hedgehogs are a pest. You should have killed it.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't see the way it was looking. It was fucking adorable. And also, fun fact about me, AJ, and hedgehogs is that like 2 consecutive times I left AJ's house in Christchurch, I almost ran over a hedgehog.
Again,
I'm glad that wasn't one of the questions.
Finish the deed, Richard.
I wouldn't have known the answer to that. You've never told me about that.
All right, Richard. What franchise movie did AJ watch by himself the night that he ordered a pizza and got Pizza Hut to draw Donald Trump on the box?
This is a good question. Oh, God, there's no conceivable way I could remember this. 300.
No, but it is.
You are years off. What are you talking about?
You are somewhat close in the fact that you chose a movie that has numbers in the title. This movie has 2 sets of numbers in the title.
He can't get the point. He's already answered.
No, I'm just interested to see if he can get it from the clue. He's not getting the point.
Okay, so it must have been when we were still living together, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember that because we had the drawing of Donald Trump on our wall. Oh, God, yeah, I can't remember.
All right, it was Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Other
AJ,
fun fact. Jess, do you want to share the other fun fact about Friday the 13th, Part 3?
About my parents?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like the second or third date that my parents went on when they were kids.
Was to Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. And my mum got too
very
scared
cool,
and had to run
very
out.
sexy.
It's genuinely a fun fact. You
Cuckoo.
fucking
Cuckoo.
curmudgeon.
Oh, God.
Just saying it's very cool, very sexy. Anyway, AJ, this is your last chance to get a point in this quiz.
Oh, are we not doing all of them?
No.
Give him points. Let's do them.
We can do all of them.
I can get a point.
We've got time. I will just need to go back into my Googles. But I can do that if we just take a moment. But anyway, we'll record
a final Who Loves Who the Most.
Yeah, we'll record. We'll record these 2, and then I'll get the rest of them.
Yeah, I love AJ. That was the thing last time.
That's the answer.
All right, AJ. What was the name of the TV show that Richard almost made before COVID-19 fucked it all up?
Band Together?
Nice.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
I want to clarify the reason why that was hard to answer is not because I didn't remember. It's because there are 3 or 4 band puns that come to mind when you ask for a band pun. So I just couldn't remember if it was exactly that one.
And you just knew
Band
that
Together.
Richard's title was so derivative that it was just one of many puns that he could have used.
No, because I remember talking to him about it and we came up with a couple of ideas and he went with that one.
Very good. Well, that was the correct answer. And so, Richard,
The last one is, Richard, what is the name of the woman that broke AJ's heart at the same approximate time?
No, that is not
I
the
can
question.
give the answer.
Oh.
No, don't give the answer.
I don't want to hear it.
I nearly made a question that was circling that category, but didn't.
But cute enough, it's also a name question for AJ. Richard, what was the original name idea for Cult Popture that AJ didn't use because it had already been taken?
Oh, fuck.
Right? That's a good question.
That is a good
This
question.
is a good question. And it's a legitimate, interesting piece of Cult Popture trivia.
Yeah,
The fans are
Cannot for the
salivating
life
right
of
now.
me
They're like,
think of
oh.
Do you want to know how I refound the answer to this?
How?
is I went back to my friend Cabin, who I think on pod have credited with coming up with Cult Popture as a name. I went back to that chat. I searched Cult Popture, found a message from 2014 where I said, "Here's what I'm thinking of naming it, but it's already taken."
Wow. Yeah, I have no clue.
All right, the answer is Pop My Culture.
Wow.
Which,
A little bit
to
sexy.
To
A
be
little bit
fair,
sexy.
I think I'm glad that it was already taken because I actually think Cult Popture is better. Thanks,
Cult Popture is
Yeah, no,
great.
I do
Cult
too.
Popture is the best thing. The name Cult Popture is the best thing about this.
But also in rereading that, you know how people always get our name wrong because they know it's some kind of play on the word pop culture. Cop Popture, I think, was suggested before Cult Popture. So there you go.
We wouldn't want to be called Cop Popture after 2020.
And another one that was in there was Me and the Media was another one that nearly landed on.
This is fascinating stuff. If people cared about us, fuck, they'd be lapping this up. Like after people have like counted up the entire runtime, including Patreon podcasts.
Yeah, no one cares about us. It's just like this incredible mathematical table that I would never dream of doing.
It's also very funny. So Luke actually, don't mean to call you out, Luke, but Luke like lowered their tier on Patreon from being the highest one, having access to all the Patreon podcasts, and then back down, but then went back up and then back down again and said, "Oh, I just need to grab something." I now know what that is.
So good. All right, so we've actually sped through these questions and answers a lot quicker, and so we actually have time for the rest of the fight round that I had excised originally.
I'm fucking stoked.
Just on the just in the background,
there's a couple more Who Loves Who the Most as well, isn't there?
There is, yeah. So we're going to do a final Who Loves Who the Most round as well.
Okay, cool.
But just for context for the listeners, a little bit of background juice. I got AJ and Richard to send in their answers in email form. Richard's came in directly. I need to have two windows open here because Richard's answers came into the normal inbox, and AJ's answers, both emails came into spam and have remained in spam, even though I've tried to report not as
accurate.
spam. So
accurate.
QuizPopture@gmail believes that AJ and all of his thoughts are spam. Okay, so Richard.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a question for Richard. So we'll go to AJ.
Yeah.
What is the name of the card that Richard used to stall the duel in your 50 patron special?
Fucking the.
This is a good question.
The Eye of Osiris.
Absolutely not. Richard, what was it?
It was called Messenger of Peace.
Now there's a bonus
close,
point,
though.
but I'm almost tempted not to ask the bonus point because you just absolutely have no clue. What does it do? What does the Messenger of Peace card do?
It makes it so that you can't attack while it's on the field.
That's
Richard,
not
I know
stuff.
absolutely nothing about this.
I would
so
say
you're
that's
gonna have to
not
tell me
close
whether
enough,
it's
but
good.
it's monsters
Okay.
with 1,500 or more cannot attack while it's on the field, and you have to sacrifice 100 life points each turn or remove the card.
Right.
Well, if anyone's still with us, thanks for listening. All right, so Richard, the next question from AJ: does he mention Cult Popture in his Tinder bio? It's just a yes or no answer. So he's super nice to you here.
Yes.
The answer is actually no. He does say that he's a
fucking seen his Tinder
podcaster.
bio on TikTok. But do you mention your TikTok on there?
I say I recently went viral on TikTok.
Right.
I love the idea that you're like, oh no, I won't tell them I do Cult Popture. That's a bit much, but I will tell them I'm a podcaster because that'll get them racing.
Okay, you say that. It's a man who's never used dating apps before. Like, It is like, here's the thing. It's a thing about me, right? Like, it's a massive part of my life, and
That's
it's
true.
an interesting thing to talk about. So, like,
It's
why
like
not?
It's like if you had photos without you with a beard.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, if you're like, Jess can speak from experience, like how much warning she would have liked about how much cop Popture takes up my life.
It evens out with my work.
Yeah.
We're even.
At least you're making money. All right, so that ends the fight round. Jess, I mean, it's not like we got much in that round, but give us an update.
All right, so updates are... It's actually drawing in pretty close.
Ooh.
So-
into an embrace almost.
It sounds like I'm still losing then.
So Richard's still in the lead with 17.5 points, but AJ is catching up on 16 points.
Ooh. Well,
he loves me more as well, so
it all comes down to the final who loves who the most round.
This is a Barbie theme song to a Barbie movie. Let's all sing along in our natural voices. We're watching 37 fucking Barbie movies. Jesus, oh God, why?
I finished
Okay.
my bottle of wine, so now it's time to sober
Did you
up.
finish the whole bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Lord. Well,
Oh my
speaking
god!
of guilt,
Honestly, guys, it's like there's so many bottles in here. Like I did not realize.
Yeah,
I
like,
haven't
literally the last 3 podcasts we've recorded. There's 3 empty bottles of
have
wine.
not been in this room for a while, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I feel terrible.
Moving on.
well, speaking of
Time to
guilty,
lose the quiz, bitch.
speaking of guilty pleasures, Richard, what would AJ describe as a guilty pleasure of his?
Big trouble.
He is not guilty about that. That
I
is the
know.
worst answer I've ever heard. No, AJ's guilty pleasure is watching top 5 spooky things caught on camera videos on YouTube.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. And it's like, it's so good because it's all shit. None of it is good. But then every once in a while, every 20 videos, you'll get a crumb of something genuinely intriguing. And I live for the crumbs.
Very cool.
My favorite thing
very
is when
sexy.
they invert the colors, then do like the shouldn't.
Funniest thing I've ever seen on one of these videos is someone who was convinced a ghost was following them because they put a Snapchat filter on and the dog filter kept appearing in the middle of the air. And so this girl's filming this dog filter moving towards her and she's cowering in fear, but because the dog filter like obstructs your voice as well, she's like, oh my god, oh my god. It's like it should be in a horror comedy. It's so funny.
It's so good. All right. So, Richard. Oh, sorry. All right. So, AJ, same question. What would Richard describe as a guilty pleasure of his?
He said before that he considers Yu-Gi-Oh! A guilty pleasure, so I'm going to say that.
It is a game, but it is not Yu-Gi-Oh! It is the Far Cry games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guilty pleasure, these like critically revered games.
Yeah,
I've just guilty implies it's not actually good.
I've described them to you like this is one of those things that it's like it's not your traditional guilty pleasure, but it's something I've described to you as a guilty pleasure because I don't like those kind of games, but for some reason I just real like Far Cry.
Right, okay.
All right. So, Richard, what does AJ use as his primary internet password?
I presume you're gonna bleep this out, but
Yeah.
Correct. And AJ, unfortunately, Richard didn't answer this one, so you're the only one who has his password revealed.
I know what it is, though.
okay, well, I put asterisks, but if you say it, I'll tell you if that's correct.
It's always some form of...
I'm gonna need you to be a bit more specific.
Why?
There's numbers I always put after it as well.
You've never told me the numbers. Oh,
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
Wow. This is betrayal.
Thanks, Jess. Fuck. Lots of bleeping to do here, AJ. Imagine if you just didn't.
Yeah.
And Cult Popture's one is
And AJ's pin number is actually no, that's not going to be any. There's no danger in that.
He's got dollars in the bank.
That's right. Because he's committed tax fraud.
No, what is going on? I haven't committed tax fraud.
So good.
There was a bank error in your favor. Collect dollars.
All right, Richard. What time does AJ usually get up in the morning?
Is it actually in the fucking morning? Well, okay. I don't necessarily know what he would have put it as an answer, but he usually is awake at like 7:30 or 8, and then will go back to sleep, and then wakes up around like 11.
Oh,
Is that fucked up that I do that? Is that normal?
I'm gonna give you the point. He said usually between 10:30 and 11 a.m.
Yeah, but that's 100% true, right?
Oh, it's more than just 7:30. I'll wake up at like 5 a.m. And then go back to sleep.
What always happens is that I'll wake up to a message from AJ. It's usually just a TikTok or something. Although it was quite a fucking intense message last night or the night before. And I reply to it when I wake up.
It was very sexual.
When I wake up at whatever time I wake up, because that'll be the next question. And then AJ will reply about 8 o'clock. And then I'll reply, and he won't reply again until 10:30, 11.
I love that. I love that. There's this productive version of AJ that's just screaming to get up. That gets him up at like 5:30 in the morning. It's like, get up, fat ass, do some work, and you're like, no, I'm gonna go back to sleep. All right, AJ. Same question for you. What time does Richard normally roll himself out of bed?
Well, he sort of just said it. So like, what, between 6 and 7-ish?
I stitched you up here.
He did. I mean, I'm gonna. You said 7-ish, so I'm actually going to give it to you because Richard was trying to stitch you up. It's 7:15 a.m.
That's when my alarm is set
I gave a vague answer. That's 7-ish. That ish is the difference between me getting that point and not getting that point.
Literally, a 1 and a 5 kind of looks like the I and the S of ish, so I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Great reasoning. Love it. Love it. More of that, please.
Actually, take a point off. He's sucking up. No.
Ah,
No, do not. Okay.
screams and wakes up the baby so that I'm not coming last.
All right. And Richard, what time does AJ usually go to sleep?
I'm going to say like 2 a.m.
Oh, bang on. Richard Numbers Man is back in the room.
To clarify, it's I try to go to sleep at 2 a.m. It's not. I don't always succeed.
But also to clarify, that is literally what you put in the email. So
yes,
2 a.m. is
I
good.
I accept it as an answer, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you better well. All right.
Yeah, I am.
And AJ, what time does Richard usually go to sleep?
I'm going to say midnight.
Oh, incorrect. It's 11 p.m.
That's midnight. It's not.
It's
Sweet. All right, next question.
all right. Okay, so Richard, I was very excited about this question. Imagine that you and AJ are stuck in a room with Julian Dennison. Which of you would be the most likely to be a stupid suck up to him to pretend that you think he's cool? And what would AJ have said as an answer to this?
I'm going to say AJ said AJ.
All right. And AJ, same question for you. What did Richard answer to this?
He would have also said AJ.
Richard, you're correct. AJ, you're incorrect. You both said yourselves. Richard said, it would be me with my new job. It's probably in my best interest to get in good with him. Brackets, even though generally speaking, I would probably more inclined to be a dick.
This is actual bullshit.
Like,
this is a question which relies on Richard answering what he thinks, when in reality he's not answering the truth. It's not true.
No,
I'd totally be the suck up.
If you were to put us in a room with Julian Dennison, it's more beneficial to me to be on his good side.
But the Greek tragedy of Richard Martin is that even though it would be beneficial to you, you would still, like, be an arsehole to it.
The Greek tragedy.
That's your legend.
That's the
your
Faustian bargain I made.
That's Richard's Odyssey.
Richard Odyssey, a continual attempt to not be addicted to Julian Dennison and failing every time.
Oh,
It's
that's
called
so funny.
hubris, goddammit.
So that's a point.
I'm more likely to suck up to him,
Jess,
easily.
that's a point for me and no points for AJ.
Okay, copy that.
All right, okay, well, I'm going to start just lying, just flagrantly lying when I answer these questions next time.
I did
AJ,
acknowledge that I'm generally more likely to be a dick. However, in this specific circumstance.
Mm-hmm. What time does AJ go to bed? Oh, I put 7 p.m. Sorry, Richard. The answer I put is not what you said.
Also, AJ, the point of this is not who would actually, it's more whether or not you would know that Richard would think of himself so highly as to think that he would be nice
Exactly,
enough to
AJ.
want to suck.
I'm still coming off bad in the situation. I'm being egotistical. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Richard, what was the first movie AJ ever saw in cinemas?
Toy Story.
Incorrect. It was Flubber. And AJ, same question. This is such a such a lame question after that one. Anyway, AJ, what was the first movie that Richard saw in cinemas?
I'm going to say The Lion King.
Oh, it was a Disney movie. It was not The Lion King. It was Pocahontas. And Richard, what happened?
I got taken out because I was crying too much. So I've to this day, I've never seen the end of Pocahontas.
I was very well behaved in Flubber.
Yeah.
I maybe got a little bit bored, but I was quiet and polite about it.
Richard got a little bit upset at a strong female character.
But also a racist depiction of, so maybe he was actually crying
Yeah,
at
I actually was being woke, Jeremy.
the revisionist history.
Thank you very much.
All right, so the final question, Richard.
Can I give the answer already?
What?
Can I give my answer already? And then you can ask the question?
Okay.
This was the one I've been waiting for, and I feel like he's going to have changed his mind since then, but I know the answer, and I know it's Alton Brown.
Wait, sorry, what do you think the question is?
Who's your
Answering
hero?
this beforehand was a bad idea.
Who's your
Like
hero?
I'm going. No. The final question
you're
is what superpower? What superpower would AJ want?
Alton Brown. This whole quiz, I've been waiting to reveal that AJ's hero was Alton Brown.
And it's not
What
even.
happened to the who's your hero question?
Well, I kind of ruined it.
Yeah, you did.
because when we were
But he
discussing,
answered incorrectly,
Yeah,
so
I
I
know.
think it should still be a question.
Is it not Alton
Okay,
Brown anymore? Can we just acknowledge for a moment how adorable it is that AJ's hero was Alton Brown?
No, it's not actually.
Oh, because it's
Okay.
cancelled now?
The question was, who's your hero? And I had a hard time answering this. I said Michael Swaim, but a question mark. And then earlier in the quiz, Jeremy was like, oh, it's actually who AJ would consider his
That's
hero.
right,
And I was
yeah, I
like,
thought-
well,
I-
I'm not going to be like, don't say that, Jeremy, because maybe it didn't click. Alton Brown is no longer my hero because I found out he's an anti-Semitic Republican and he got cancelled on Twitter. So no,
Yeah.
he's not my hero.
And now that you remind me of that, I did pick up on when Jeremy said that, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought it was Alton Brown. But yeah, okay.
I
You-
will
you
be
st-
furious if I don't get a point.
Was that the because you said that you struggled to like think of an answer to one of those questions. That was the one, right? Was it?
Yeah, I don't have a hero.
Because I also struggled to think of that. I wrote, I don't know, the only person I've ever referred
hold on. No. AJ deserves a chance
Okay.
to get this because you did write
He doesn't
something.
know.
Also, can I
That's
just...
the answer.
No, he did actually write someone's name. Also, can I just point out, this is exactly why I did not include this question, because neither of you actually put a definitive answer. Both of you were like, oh, I don't really know, question mark?
Well, AJ used to love Alton Brown, and that was how I found out who Alton Brown was.
And now I wish I never found it.
No, but AJ, who would if Richard's pushed into a corner to declare a hero, who would he have written down?
David Fincher.
No. He was pushed into admitting Chris Cornell.
Oh yeah, that kind of hero.
No, I said that like the only person I've ever referred to as my hero was Chris Cornell.
All right. So the final question, which may indeed be the question that supersedes all the conversation we just had in the edit. AJ, Richard, what superpower would AJ want?
Invisibility.
This is gonna blow your mind, dude.
Given what you said his greatest fear was. Flight.
It's okay if I'm in control of the flight. I would love to fly. That'd be the best, man. It feels so free. I do it all the time.
Oh my god, this is like so earnest. It's like so
I've
really
said
cute.
like I'm surprised you didn't guess it because of how often I've answered this question with flight, and like I won't hear another answer.
I feel the same way about my answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So AJ, what superpower would Richard want?
Let's say time manipulation.
Oh, very close, but it's actually matter manipulation. It's telekinesis.
Yeah, that's
and
flight
Can I
as
just
well.
can I just say
I can fly if I want to. I can telekinesis myself to fly. Telekinesis is the best
feels
superpower
less stable.
because
It feels less stable.
telekinesis
Can I
is the
just
best
say
power because
also-
it's all of them.
yeah, all right, Richard. But can I just say that
Oh, fuck off,
that the
Jude.
answers to this question from both of you is like, for me, encapsulating both of your personalities so wonderfully. Richard's like, I can control absolutely fucking everything and not have to lift a finger. And AJ's like, I just want to be free.
But also, crucially, Richard's one also encapsulates. It's also your power.
Yeah, it's a smarter way of
It's the thinking man's flight.
it's a smarter way of getting what you have, but getting more.
Great stuff. What a great one to end on.
Speaking of getting what you have and more, Jess, could you give us the scores?
All right, so finally, in first place,
First place.
Ezra on 105.
He stole it.
And then close second.
Fuck you, Ezra. New mortal enemy.
Is actually pulled ahead. Richard on 21.5 points. Closely followed by AJ on 17.
It's 17.
Yeah.
How did you say pulled ahead? He was already ahead.
Yeah, but
he
he
pulled
pulled
even
more
further
ahead.
Yeah.
That's not pulling ahead. That's just continuing.
Right, well, he continued ahead.
All right, and then who's in fourth?
Fourth is tie for me and Jeremy on -5 points.
Nice.
Oh, we really forgot the comedy factor of giving us points or taking them away. Sorry, Jess.
Who won? Who loves who the most though? Because that was important last time.
You didn't.
I mean,
didn't
probably
do
Richard.
Do you want to explain what this looks like?
it looks like shit.
It's a mystery.
I didn't
Someone
keep
can
track
let us
of
know.
I didn't keep track of the rounds.
Someone in the Discord can do us the pleasure
Also,
of.
how good of a quiz question is it going to be next year of who won the 2021 quiz? And the answer's Ezra.
yeah. No, totally.
True, but now that you've pointed it out, it is going to be a piece of information that stays with you, I'm sure.
No way. I'm forgetting that.
I had a whole bottle of wine.
There were a few questions that I'll finish it off before we get into this. Or actually, do you want me to finish it off, or do you want to finish
Someone
it off?
end
can
the
finish
fucking
it off.
podcast.
Bye.
Well, hey, that is the self-indulgent film franchise Fortnights trivia quiz extravaganza for 2021. Will we do it next year? Feels like diminishing returns, but let's see what happens. Let's see what people think. If you like this and you haven't already, but for some reason listened to the Inside Baseball episode, you can, of course, support us at all the different places. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. There's 2 YouTube channels. One's called Cult Popture. One's called Cult Popture Again. No question mark. Sorry, that was unclear. We're also on...
uncalled for.
where there's a link to the Discord in the show notes. There is a link to the Patreon in the show notes, or you can go to patreon.com/cultpopture and support us financially. And other than that, stay tuned for the post-credit scene when this music ends. And what else are we talking about? Any final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen?
Maybe I'll try and get another baby on the go, so we can do it again next year.
Legit?
Absolutely
Legit,
fucking
this is
not.
you telling us that you,
No.
that you and your
Interesting.
wife are trying for another.
No.
Because
There'll be
Jeremy,
none of
you've
that.
always revealed major life milestones to us in the most ridiculous ways. When I accused you of not being able to get a boner for some reason, and you were like, actually I can because we're having another kid.
That was the best way of telling you that Gemma was pregnant again.
It's really interesting because I always find it interesting when people have two babies and then wait ages for the third one. It reminds me of like when
Brendan Fraser's
movie
The Mummy,
gets...
how they waited 7 years to do the third one.
All right. And that's the show, everyone. Tune in next time for The Mummy. Oh, there we go. Nice segue. And stay tuned for the post-credit scene. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
And bye, Jess. Thank you so much for keeping
Bye,
score.
bye.
We love you, Jess.
All right, and welcome along, everybody, to the post-credit scene. This is the scene at the end of each episode where if you donate $5 or more over at patreon.com/cultpopture, you get to give us something to talk about in this, the post-credit scene. Richard, lay it on me. Who is this scene from, and what is the scene?
It comes to us from Alexander McDonald, who writes, having watched all the Godzilla movies that have been released to date as of writing this question, who or what is your favorite Toho kaiju? If they've appeared in more than one film, what is your favorite incarnation of that kaiju? It's Godzilla. It's obviously Godzilla.
I'm going to say Shin Godzilla, I think, is the coolest design for Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's Shin Godzilla, and the best incarnation is Shin Godzilla.
Okay. It feels like...
Goodbye, everybody.
Could you honestly answer this question?
I think even if I'd watched more like Toho kaiju,
Right.
I mean, because obviously you got shit like Jet Jaguar, which is fucking dope, and I went to like a 35mm screening of the film that Jet Jaguar's in, and it was cool. And it was one of those things. It was cool being in like, because it's in like a proper. It's the only 35mm cinema in New Zealand that. Being around a crowd who obviously want to be there for this big cheesy Godzilla film as well. And so that was great fun. But yeah, I mean, like, even if I'd seen every Toho kaiju, it's Godzilla, right? Like, obviously.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't think I can remember what they look like or what their names are. It's been so long.
Like, if we're talking about like specifically just like Godzilla antagonists, like if we can't choose Godzilla, we have to choose another kaiju, because like we haven't covered like Gamera, which if you remember way back in the day, David Brown, who used to be like one of our biggest fans. We haven't heard from him.
I don't know if he was a
years.
fan. He just sort of commented.
But yeah, he pointed out that Gamera and Godzilla have nothing to do with each other, despite being the same studio and the same genre of film. But
almost everything
anyway.
to do with each other. All right, everybody, thank you.
But I would say, like, in terms of just specifically Godzilla antagonists, I remember Biollante being like a real cool one.
Nice.
And that was like Plant Godzilla.
Right.
But Shin Godzilla and Godzilla is the obvious answer.
Yeah.